Good morning, good afternoon, PTG gaming fans. You are joined today by the Gobbo for April's Hobby Roundup show. Coming up in this episode, we've got what we've been working on this month. We're going to be looking through Instagram, same as last time, and just really trying to celebrate the hobby. We've got some fantastic competitions coming up in the show, which two of us are aware of. We've also got the T9A forum finds, so we're going to look through there, see what people have been up to over Easter. We're going to look through the new models for the major companies. And we're also then going to choose our pick of the month from our painted models from Instagram. Again, I want to say thank you very much to everyone that got involved last time. We had such a lovely load of messages from the people that we showed their models, and really, really hope to get more engagement in the future. Our wonderful Easter Bunny on the right here is by Evil D185 from the T9A forum. It is his killer bunny, which just made me smile and think of Easter. Here we are. Today we are PTG Gobbo, so you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and on the Ninth Age forum. And here's some wonderful upper-class goblins here. And joining me today, we have a lower-class goblin.
It's not upper class, is it? It's just posh and toffee.
How are you? Okay?
I'm not too bad. How's you doing?
Yeah, good. Not too shabby. Enjoying the sunshine.
Well, just gonna say I can actually hear us scrabbling around in the background. I don't think we're alone.
No. We're joined by a nifty Stormfinger. So one of the original Goblins Grotto members. Welcome, Nifty.
Hello. I live outside the class system.
You transcended mortal systems of class.
Yes.
Brilliant. Fantastic. So welcome to Nifty. So we are now the triumvirate of the Goblins Grotto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this month, what have I been up to? So I've been working on these miniatures for Tommy T. I previewed them last month, but I've managed to finish off the whole commission now, which is awesome. These are some of the work in progress pictures of the Cyclops that I've done. Again, I just really enjoy the models. Mierce Miniatures models, especially the big monsters, are just so cool.
No, they look really good, man.
I can think of a few units that could be used as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It doesn't have to be just Cyclops. Again, Gore-Tax, Giants, Veldrak Ancestors, maybe. Loads of stuff. Yeah, they're really good fun. Mr. Scabfat, what have you been doing this month?
So this month, I've been keeping myself busy trying to get my Nomish Technocracy army painted for the tournament I'm heading to in August. So this is a work in production on my Protectotrons. Pulled a couple of late nights, so now all the black is done, so they're just awaiting the next, like the silver base coat, and then I can begin everyone's favourite task of highlighting all of those edges.
All the
all of the edges, yeah. But I've got just under a week, or half a week left to complete our hobby pledge of having this unit finished. Otherwise, I've also been painting up some War Master models coming on from last week, been doing Goblins, obviously, and some D&D models for my group now that hopefully we'll be able to see each other in person soon.
Exactly. That's awesome. What models are these representing again? Sorry.
So these are my Deep Watch stand-ins.
Ah, yes. Dwarves.
Mhm.
Yes. Fun. You don't like dwarves, do you, Nifty?
No, I am entirely against them.
Oh, you're just uncultured oiks.
And what else have you been doing, Dan?
So I've actually been taking full advantage of the lovely, rare instance of sun over in Bristol, and I've been getting some games in. So this is I decided to roll out the Scabfats Lads against
Lads.
Matt Champions ID. I would say it was a close fought game, but that would be a lie because I utterly stomped him.
That's what we like to hear. Love a good goblin stomp.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, really jealous. And again, hopefully, I've spoken to our friendly local gaming store, which is Atomic Comics in Yeovil, and they've said that mid-June they should hopefully be opening up for gaming again, which I cannot wait. I really cannot wait. Okay, Nifty. What have you done this April?
I haven't really done any painting or modelling, but I did provide these avatars for the Goblin and Sons Grotto boys.
I think they're awesome, absolutely awesome, and to see the progress going through, just from basic sketch to pens to then coloured in, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, really fantastic. Really
So
well done.
I did them on quite short notice. I did them yesterday.
Exactly.
While my young'un was watching. No, she was playing Super Mario Odyssey, I believe.
Nice.
And by the end of the day, I couldn't stand the sight of them. But I'm happy. I'm happy you're happy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It still counts as April, so it still counts as an April hobby.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay then, guys, so on to the main event. So we've gone through the Instagram internets, and I've picked out a couple of the accounts that, again, I think you guys should really look into and follow. There's so much stuff out there, and it's so inspiring for your own projects. So first up, we have, I'm going to slaughter this again, Pamperky _
Let's commit to Pamperky.
Pamperky. We're committed now. He does Kingdom of Ecatane and Dwarven Holds, and also Lizardmen. Saurian Ancients, sorry. I've chosen this fellow just because look at the blending on this. The non-metallic metal is lovely.
Yeah, but what especially with that knight on the right, what really kind of stands out to me is the smoothness of the highlights. I mean, we all know that I'm a bit of a sucker for red and yellow armies.
Yes.
So that color scheme is right up my alley.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, really well done on that one.
I love the fact that he's painted the grass on the base.
Oh yes, yeah, cheeky
yeah.
little strands. a lot of people kind of almost ignore the rims, don't they? Just black or goblin green.
Goblin green, mate. Goblin green.
Goblin green.
But this has hit some of his work as well, and my god, the blending on that golem.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I love the fact that he's actually got the reflections of the dirt painted onto the undersides of the golem. I just think that's such a clever way to show the non-metallic metal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's one thing to do non-metallic well, but to pull off kind of a chromed look on a model of that size is really impressive.
Oh yeah,
I can
definitely.
imagine in person they'll be so eye-catching.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. And I'd love to see an entire unit of these guys painted in this manner.
Yeah.
I think it just looked fantastic. So really well done, my friend. Next up, we have Story 1000 Suns, and he's got a combination of Vermin Swarm and Dwarven Holds that I think you guys should look at. And I've chosen these two, well, this chap here, because the colours just it looks so pastely, but at the same time smooth. If that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, straight out of a storybook illustration kind of thing.
Oh, exactly, definitely. So again, also the fact that he seems to have cut up multiple different size of plastic rod to make those coins on the base there. I think it's just such dedication. I think it's awesome.
That's a really nice base. I mean, I'm kind of overwhelmed by the model on the left. So, whether it's a warp block engineer from Games Workshop or a Ratchet mechanist, but
Yeah.
the blending combined with the object source lighting.
Yes.
Just like either technique is impressive on their own when executed well. To combine them is really impressive. Like, really brave. Really well
I'm glad you liked that little rat man. So I think Story 1000 Suns is quite good at doing rat men. So if I show you the next photo, just I'm lost for words with that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad.
That's your one that's nifty, innit?
Not quite. Not quite as well done. Yeah, that's amazing. I love an arrayed unit of spears as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Halberds.
But the fact that he's managed to replicate that across the entire unit, I just think it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, when you first showed this to me, Gobbo, just the idea that someone's kind of taken the time to perform it to that level across the whole unit is I mean that's an impressive sight.
I'm nodding, but I realise you can't hear it.
Nice. Next up, we have Zealot Miniatures. I probably murdered that again, but we're going to stick with it. He's got some Warriors, the Dark Gods, and Demon Legions that could be used for. He's mostly for AOS. However, I love his conversions. I think it's such a horror, but also, what was the phrase you used? Studio Ghibli sort of style to it, isn't there?
Studio Ghibli, yeah. It's almost like, that looking at that giant, it's almost like the love child of a Studio Ghibli and Tim Burton movie.
Yes, definitely. And again, you've got to love the old Akeld Hellbrass on the right there. That's probably older than you, Dan, I think, that model. But this is his whole array of giants. And they're just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Again, the foresight to be able to use all these different parts to create giants that are hidden in buildings and like poking their heads out and stuff like that. I think it's brilliant. And again, they're painted really well too. But a majority of it is using things like shells. You've got bits of pipe. You've got the terrain features. Just awesome.
Yeah, for me, the MVP is the cheeky chappy down in the bottom left. I can kind of empathise with that sort of thing. You know, when you're looking for a late night snack in the cupboards.
Looks similar to you.
It's right on that line between hilarious and creepy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But even down to the details, on some of them as well, like with eggs in it. You've also got the ravens on the top left. Just clever amounts of little details. And like the little posters from the magazines on the bases. Just so much detail, and I think it's really well thought out.
Yeah, as a whole, fantastic.
It's had a great idea and pushed through with it.
Definitely. Awesome. Next up is Damex Studio. That one wasn't too bad. Goblins, Vampire Covenant, and Empire of Sonstall. And I just love that Goblin model. He's so cool. He's pretending to be a Skaven. Who does an army where they're goblins pretending to be Skaven?
Whoever does have the idea to make a goblin-themed Vermin Swarm army is surely a genius.
And modest too.
Modest to a core.
Exactly.
As much as I love the Goblin, I can't get over the. I mean, is that Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Being able to imply, to have so many versions of blacks, all projecting kind of their own subtle tones and textures, that model in terms of color is kind of so similar, yet every part is distinct.
Yes,
which
definitely.
I find so incredible and impressive.
Saying it is so easy if it's kind of dull, and but the way everything's picked out, it just stands out, even though it's really dim in color.
Yeah, I like the fact that although it is a dark model, the way that it's been painted with all the highlights and everything, you don't need any night to make it brighter, if that makes sense. The model itself is bright enough, and I think that's very clever.
Yeah, very, very clever use of highlighting there. But speaking of darkness and shadows.
So the vampire on the left there is fantastic. Again, the skin blending is just really, really smooth, but also again the detail that he's put into his base, even like the chipping on the stone.
Yeah, there's a real atmosphere that the vampire gives you, doesn't it? Like a real mood.
Yeah, just awesome. Really well done. And then probably one of my favourite minutes of all time is the mercenary knight from Mordheim. And just the fact that he's painted the shadow on the wall, I just think it's fantastic. Just the amount of detail.
The first time you showed this to me, and you pointed that out, and it took me a while to acknowledge that wasn't an actual shadow.
So very clever.
Yeah, really, really well done.
Yeah, really like him. I'd love to play Mordheim again.
And a bit of warpstone under the pavement there.
Like a bit of dollar. Next up we have Prominusive. Prominusive. He is a scenery god, if you cannot tell. And this is a Mordheim actual gaming board. So this is not just a display piece. This is something that he would actually game on with his friends or other gaming group. But the detail that he puts into it, you could almost be forgiven to think that this could be a real graveyard.
It boggles my mind that this isn't a display board, and the fact that this was designed as a gaming table.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. But on the second picture there, you've got the little cavern underneath. So like the underground part of the mansion. And just, very, very clever. But again, the landscapes and the use of space, I think, as well. And also the vegetation. I just think it's very, very clever.
Yeah, it all looks right, doesn't it?
I'd love to play on something like that.
Oh, definitely.
Need you to get on it, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's your summer project.
Next up, we have heroic highlights, and I've just put that he's done everything because he has. But it's mostly Lord of the Rings. I know it's not T9A, but it's still fantasy, and it's still, I think, a fantastic use of the paint schemes that he's done, and it can be transferred again onto our hobby as well. Just again, the non-metallic metals, the use of the skin, the different tones, even the fact that he's got several different colours on a fingernail on that troll, for example. I just think it's just really, really clever.
That is attention to detail. I must admit, so sometimes I wonder why we don't see more like T9A armies based on Lord of the Rings, like Games Workshop Lord of the Rings sculpts. Because I mean, you would have thought that. Like, I'm surprised, for example, I haven't seen a Men of Gondor, let's say Empire of Sonstal army.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people use kind of war games, Atlantic war games and the like, which are kind of closer to non-heroic 25 or 28 mil. So this
Yeah, exactly.
this would fit in absolutely beautifully. If you are watching this and you've got a Lord of the Rings based army, yeah, let us know. We'll
Definitely. I'd love to see a T98 or a Kai army. I'd love to see it. All the crossbows.
Oh yes, all the crossbows.
There's lots you could use for wood elves as well.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a good point.
or just hobbits. Hobbits as far as the eye can see.
Their hairy feet.
Yeah, these models, they're just really, really nice.
They're lovely. Really, really great job. So, like them, follow them, share their work, and spread the hobby love. Next up, it's competition time. So, what we've got on offer this time is one infantry-sized character commission from the Gobbo, and a custom-drawn avatar commission from Nifty.
I did agree to that, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I think the most important prize, which isn't listed here, is that you also get 1 minute of my appreciation and approval.
It's true. There is another prize coming up later on, but we'll share that later. So all you have to do is like, subscribe the Proc Table Gaming channel on YouTube, comment your favourite pick from this show's Instagram models and why you like them, and then follow PTG Gobbo on Instagram. So everything will be put into a draw and drawn at random, and it will be announced in the May episode. So good luck, everyone. Next up, 9th Age Forum finds for April. We're going to start with Ortwin, with these beautiful Marauder Dwarves. I am so
They
jealous.
take me back.
So much character.
You must have sold his house to buy them. They're just lovely.
So much character, and even though the paint scheme is relatively unified, each of those they just stand out as individuals, don't they?
Definitely. So characterful.
Hmm.
And then this beauty. So this is the old giant. This is before the Marauder giant that we normally had, the one that was holding the beer barrel.
I don't think I've actually seen that model before.
Oh, it's a good 30 years old, mate. It's lovely. Really, really nice. And again, it's painted beautifully.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of got a modern painting style, but in a way that suits the old miniatures in a nice, bright way.
Yeah.
Definitely. Again, I love the fact that he's even got the reflection on the eyes of his lenses of his eyes.
Oh yes, he does.
Yeah, just really, really well done, Ortwin. Love to see some more of your stuff. Next up, we have Yilmi, and he has painted the Titanforge miniatures, Empire of Sonstol, but the Dragon Emperor style, and they're lovely. I really like those models. And again, he's done a fantastic job.
Those mounted ones are intimidating. They're one of those units that if they're on the other side of the table, you're thinking, what?
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to represent demigryphs, aren't they, Dan?
I'd imagine.
Well, judging by the base size, I think they'd actually just be electoral knights.
Blimey, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's squeezed them in. I mean, what really strikes me is that, you look at the picture at the bottom left, and you realise that there is kind of that unique paint scheme across each of the models. Very similar to, say, a Bretonnian or Equitane army, with the different heraldry. But he's still managed to use unify everything with a black, yellow, and white scheme across the army, so they are cohesive. From a painting standpoint, I think he's
Blimey, yeah, all the scarves are different colours, aren't they? That's so clever.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that. Great job, Yomi. Love to see some more of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have John Pecks. Some ogres. I haven't seen ogres in such a long time. I like it when people play ogres because they're just such fun models. And he's finished one of his main units now, which is just awesome. Love a good ogre block.
Yeah, you can make every single model a character almost.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
It's I must admit, I can't remember I haven't come across many Ogre Kingdom players. Maybe we should get on it.
Well, one of the Grotto guys, Jolly, although disappeared off the face of the planet, he has an ogre army.
He's still around. He's still around.
He's still around, is he?
Yeah.
Again, most of us have disappeared off the planet with COVID, haven't we? But anyway.
Yeah.
Again, great job there by Pecks. I really enjoy ogres, and I hope to see more in the future. Next up, we have Dagreich. I hope I said that right. And I don't know what models these are, Dan. I wonder if you could tell me.
I can't place them.
They're Cayman, obviously
Yes.
for Saurian Ancients, but I don't know what models they are, and I'd love to know more. So, Dagreich, if you could let us know where you got those models from, I'd be very grateful.
I mean, they're beautiful.
They are. Really, really nice. And again, the basing style as well. It is just a carpet of vegetation. I think it's fantastic.
It's very realistic.
Yeah, just really, really nice.
Are they Mirs? Are they?
No.
They're too small to be.
No, they're not Mirs.
Okay. No, they're
not Mirs.
I mean, I think using using the war paint as his pop kind of accent color really kind of drives your eye around the model just to
as well as the blue of the eyes. I think it's very, very good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great job. Dagreich, please let us know where you got those models from and how much they are. Because we want them. Okay, on to the next part. So this is the new and upcoming models that have been released by big companies, and we're just going to quickly go through, see what we like about them, what we could use them for in T9A, and just give our general opinions. So first up, our friendly Games Workshop, and they've released some vampires, and these are the first vampires for about 15 years.
I can imagine there were a lot of happy Vampire Covenant players over the past few weeks.
Definitely.
Yeah, all four of those are really nice.
I'm not really a fan of the winged one, but that's because his hair seems to be standing up. If he had a different head...
It's a bit anime.
It is very anime, yeah. But what can you do? This is the Crimson Court, I think it is, for Warhammer Underworlds, which is to coincide with the... what was it, the release last month? Curse City. So they're a lot more Eastern European looking vampires, and the theme this time, which I think is really, really good. On the right there, we then have a new Nighthaunt character, which I really like him. Again, he's effectively a torturer in real life, and then when he dies, he comes back to life to torture more people, which is always fun.
When he was first kind of revealed, we were discussing how he would be a really nice kind of centerpiece model as your VC Necromancer. Or
the Vampire. Yeah, definitely. He would fit in lovely. Give him a nice new home. Then there was this model announced this month.
Hello.
And this is a lot of contention in the Ninjas channel, wasn't there, about this one?
I love it. I'm putting it out there. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm not sure if he's got enough chains.
I don't think he does. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really, really enjoyed the original Baby Be'lakor metal model.
Yes.
But I believe this is a Darren Lathan sculpt, and oh boy, yeah, it's when you compare the two, it's such an impressive kind of step up.
Oh, definitely.
Handily for us is that I think that his feet are close enough together that we could actually use him in a Demon Legion's army.
As a Maw.
Yeah, I think we could squeeze him into a T9A
or a Scourge maybe. Yeah, Scourge. Well, he's definitely usable. He's just I think the height wise, including the wings, I think he's a similar sort of height to the Archaon model, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, but there's just so much more.
Huge.
I think there's just so much more kind of
skulls.
But I was going to say personality in comparison to the Archaon model.
Yes,
Like
definitely.
the new plastic one. Yeah.
I think that's crazy. The composition of it. I'm not a big fan of really scenic bases. But I'm sure it'd be easy enough to have him standing on a bit of ground instead of whatever that is.
Yeah.
Bit of cork.
Yeah, but it's incredible model. You love cork.
Love a bit of cork.
Yeah, you want to marry cork.
And then a couple of days ago, these were announced, which caught a lot of people on surprise, including myself. These are the Great Aurora demons.
So these are the new Keeper of Secret Games Workshop Slanesh models, aren't they? They're effectively named characters. Again, yeah, completely out of the blue, really. But again, I quite like them. I know you're not a fan.
It's not that I'm not a fan. They've got fans on their back.
I was going to say they're fans.
Exactly. It's a personal thing. I think the over embellishment sometimes goes a bit too far. So, for example, all the Slanesh symbols 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's easily nearly 20 Slanesh symbols on the one on the right. And yeah, I get it. He's a demon of Slanesh, but could be a little bit more subtle, I think. I'm
just thinking that, so something that I did notice on the forums the other day was that the Mono Sin Demon Legions book is soon to come out.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that feels like if I saw, say, a Demon Legions army, whether it's original or like an Envy or Lust Mono Sin's army, and then you saw that model across the table from you, just rising above the rest of the army, I would point every Nomish cannon I could at it.
It's fair enough. Again, don't get me wrong, the sculpting is really good. It's just sometimes I think Games Workshop go a little bit overboard with the embellishments. So similar to Bellica a second ago with like the skulls and the chains. Without the skulls and the chains, I think it would be awesome. You could always cut them off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from.
It's personal preference. It's personal preference at all. And again, loads of people have been saying how this is the best model they've ever made and stuff like that. So which fair enough. That's what they want. Great. And then these models, I think, are awesome. So the chappie in the center was the Inquisitor Witch Hunter from the Kirsty. And they've just announced these two other Witch Hunters. Which, again, as a trio, I think would be great, cohort for the beginnings of an Empire army.
Yeah.
Especially a flagellant-based Empire army that goes around burning cities and witches.
Also, my brain went straight to Mordheim.
Yes.
As it often does.
Just, again, the detail and the positions. I love the flowing of the cloaks.
Yeah.
Very smart.
You mentioning Mordheim, Nifty, some of the ninja, the Bristol Ninja boys and I, we started playing there's a 9th Age Warbands rule set that's very, very similar, and that's actually been really, really good fun. And I believe, I wouldn't quote me on this, but I believe there is a kind of a Witch Hunters based warband that you can play as, and yeah, these would obviously just drop straight into that. Yeah.
Definitely. The thing I like about them as well is there's not too much of the old Sigmar look at them, the old warrior priest look. So they just look like witch hunters. They're not draped over in lots of different sigils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're just basic plain, apart from one on the right wearing a waistcoat.
There's restraint in the poses as well, because they're not over the top action poses, but they're still really fluid and kinetic kind of thing.
Definitely.
Especially the crossbow and the pistol man.
Yeah. I love the stake launcher as well.
I was going to say the crossbow is launching stakes, and I believe the rifle on the middle one has either an underslung stake launcher or bayonet. I'm trying to figure out what that is, but
maybe even both.
Could be both, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Next up, we have some 3D printed models from a company called Asgard Rising, and these are probably my favourite models this month. They're just gorgeous.
I wonder why you like these.
Yeah, it's the paint scheme, mate.
Yeah.
Just, I love goblins so much, especially ones on top of squigs. Again, very similar to what you said earlier. They're so labyrinthian, aren't they?
Yeah.
So very much the Jim Henson sort of goblin look, but a little bit more nasty.
Say Labyrinth, if you're I can't remember the artist behind Alien. Labyrinth, if he was involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't think of his name.
You could even, if you slap some wings on them, you could use those as Pegasus Knights, Gobbo.
I could. One day, maybe.
Giving him ideas.
He is. I just need someone that's able to 3D print them.
Oh, yeah. Good luck finding someone with a 3D printer, eh?
Exactly. Oh, but I just love, even like the beaky helmet on the left there.
Yeah.
Just is very Jim Henson. I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, so check them out, guys. They're available on, what's the app called again? My Mini Factory?
My Mini Factory.
Also, again, on Asgard Rising's website. Next up, we have some Cromlech. And we have Hospodars. So some Russian-based dwarves, which is just, I think they're really characterful sculpts again.
Yes.
Very reminiscent of those Marauder dwarfs from earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they look smart, but also, again, they look fun, if that makes sense.
So, looking at these models, I know a lot of people might kind of gravitate normally towards Dwarven Holds, but I don't know if you've seen it. Jake Courtine has been posting pictures of his Infernal Dwarves army with a Middle Eastern vibe.
Yes.
So I look at these and think, oh, you know what? Actually, these could be quite fun Infernal Dwarves, and that may or may not be because they are wearing big hats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just add a couple of spikes and we go.
Yeah,
I really like them. I think they're really smart. Next up, we have Platypus Industries, which is not a company that I've heard of before this month, but I was just looking on the Instagrams and the internets, looking for new releases and things, and I'm not sure if anyone's aware, but in Australia they have a very vicious animal called a drop bear. Okay, koalas are normally quite herbivorous. That's a good word. They drop on unsuspecting people and attack them, and so this company's actually made some horrific drop bears.
Dropping mid-2021.
I think they're just gorgeous.
I'm thinking Yeti for ogres.
If someone made an Outback-themed Ogre Kingdom's army,
Oh yeah,
Ogre Khan's army, that would be fantastic.
I couldn't get any of the photos, but there is about 5 different sculpts of the koalas as well. So there's some leaping off the trees, there's some reaching down from the trees to grab people, but they all just look horrific. It's the big fluffy ears for me. I think that's brilliant.
It's straight out of a direct to sci-fi horror movie, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Next up is Mantic Games, and they've got some more ratkin, or vermintide, as we like to call them. So Chappie on the left there, could use as a dread wheel, even maybe as a meat grinder, depending on the size. I think it's dread wheel sized.
I believe that is a 50 mil wide-ish model, so yeah, Dreadmill will work.
Yeah.
A treat.
And the Chappie on the right is definitely an abomination.
Yeah, I must admit, a lot of the sculpts coming out of Mantic recently are fantastic.
Like the Giant, for example, that you use.
Yeah,
I think
Giant.
But they're also really good value for money.
I mean, the most important release that they've had recently is their new plastic goblin sculpts, which were good enough that it made me want to make a second goblin army. So
Next up is Zealot Miniatures, and I really enjoy Zealot. The quality of the resin is just fantastic. But they've just released a new Cayman type model, lizard folk model. Again, really, really nice. But also, again, a new Labyrinth Minotaur. So we're getting a lot more fantasy but Greek mythology looking Minotaur, I think.
I love that Minotaur.
Yeah, he's really cool. And again, having painted some of the Zealot models, they are lovely. Really, really smart. The resin they use is nice as well. Keep an eye out on the PTG channel because I believe Lucky Sixes has got an entire unit of the Zealot Minotaurs being painted later on in the year, which would be nice. And then my favourite dwarf, a dead one. So
The only good dwarf.
the only good dwarf is a dead one. And I just thought, well, wonder if someone's done an entirely undead dwarf army. That'd be quite interesting. But yeah, there we go. Next up, because it's Easter, we've got Archvillain Games and their Berserker Bunny for Easter. I just think it's brilliant.
What size is that?
I think he's easily going to be Demon Prince sized.
Yeah, I've just seen the person he stood on.
And the Easter eggs.
And the Easter egg.
It's like that nightmare I had that combined Warhammer with Watership Down.
Oh my word. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I think we should make a movie about that.
I don't know if I could sit through it.
But again, for a Demon Prince sized model. Oh, just brilliant. Brilliant. I love the Easter Bunny egg grenades as well. Brilliant. Okay. So this is the point now where we've discussed all the different models from the Instagram that we liked. And apart from Nifty, because he wasn't involved, we've chosen what we think is going to be the best one this month. And the prize for this is going to be a signed photo of Scabfat.
This is truly the greatest thing to bless anyone on this planet.
The caveat is that you get to choose the position as well.
Good lord.
Good lord. So there were so many good ones that we looked through here, and me and Scabfat actually had quite a long discussion because we both initially chose several different ones,
Yes.
but going back and forth and then talking through, and I think it's fair to say that this one has pipped it. So congratulations to Story Thousand Suns for those Vermin Guard.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. Really, really, really great stuff.
Yeah, leave us a comment on the composition of the photo that you want, and we'll get that sent right over to you.
And the attire.
Yes.
Makeup, anything like that.
Fantastic, fantastic job. Okay, guys, that comes to the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would like us to have your models showcased on the show, please get in contact. You can either email myself at thepaintgoblin@gmail.com. We've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, we've got YouTube. Also, again, on the T9A forums, which is fantastic. I'd like to thank everyone that has commented so far and everyone that has shared and liked our channel as well. Please remember that we've got a competition this month, so follow the instructions in the video and remember to check out the YouTube channel as well. We've also got Nifty on board, so again, if you have any questions about his drawing or would like to have anything commissioned by him, please get in contact. And again, we want to grow as a channel, we want to do more, we really want to show you content that you enjoy. So if you have any recommendations, we would love to hear them, and we'd love to work in contact with you guys as well. Thank you so much, Nifty and Scabfat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I will see you next month. Take care, guys.
All.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.